Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing for the January 25th Al-Anon readings in Courage to Change and a Little Time for Myself. We'll begin with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Big reflection on my readers today because it's 4:19 in the afternoon. I guess that's what it is. When I record a little later in the day, it gets very reflective on my readers. All right, so I will take a moment and look this over. The question of the day is, what can help me keep my mind free of judgment? The passage begins with a person explaining another person at the meeting that would get on their nerves because even though the person had been there longer than the person who wrote this passage, they didn't seem to understand the program. But as this person's recovery progressed, this person's perception of that other member changed. And now that person who used to get on this person's nerve is one of their closest friends in Al-Anon. And it's a reminder to this person to keep an open mind. Today's reminder says that we can remember that when we feel judgmental or critical of another person, that we can keep an open mind and we may actually learn something. The quote is from One Day at a Time in Al-Anon. Every Al-Anon meeting has something to teach us, and we must be willing to learn. What can help me keep my mind free of judgment? Well, I notice that when I have a judgmental thought, there is an internal dialogue, and there's like a pulling or a tugging, and it doesn't feel comfortable inside of me. So I'm learning to pay more attention to that and listen to that, because when I feel that happening, I can try to reframe the thought I'm having. And sometimes it's hard to do in the moment, and I just pray for help. I just pray for help when I realize that I'm doing it. Because I think that it would be very, very challenging to never have a judgmental thought. And so that I don't expect to not have the thoughts. So I don't make myself feel bad when I have the thought. I just am aware of the thought, and then I try to change it so that it's not judgmental, it's more loving. Moving right along, Just going to take a minute to look this over. This is a great passage, and it's very long. It goes right to the end of the page. This is about focusing on ourselves. When this person first came to Al-Anon, they were so used to focusing on drama and other people that their own life seemed unimportant. The passage goes on to say that Al-Anon encouraged this person to focus on themselves, what they felt, what they did, what they wanted. This person realized that they had a low opinion of themselves, and this is part of the reason why they were focused on other people so much. But this person's sponsor helped them to realize that they were worth learning about themselves. And so this was the beginning of this person building their self-esteem. And then they were able to focus more on themselves, their own feelings, their own achievements, and their own concerns. Today's reminder tells us that if we're tempted to gossip or create drama, we can ask ourselves, what is going on with me? And the quote is from Al-Anon Spoken Here, reminds us to look at the part we play in situations and how we can apply Al-Anon attitudes and actions into our lives to improve our lives, which is a beautiful thing. I think that this is so well described, and it doesn't, I don't think it applies to me. I mean, it all applies to me, of course, but in a very small way, because at this point in my um, recovery, and it's funny, this connects to the other reading today in a little time for myself, because this was about judging others, and this is about gossip and creating drama, focusing on other people's problems. So it's all just a great reminder that Al-Anon is a gentle, loving program, and we are powerless over others. The only power we have is to focus on ourselves, which leads to being loving and compassionate to others, which is such a beautiful thing. We'll close out with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you love. Take care.